This week's Copy Conversations is all about email subject lines. And when it comes to email subject lines, there's one company out there that is very innovative and they're selling a ton of affiliate products. So I thought I would show you an example of one of their emails today. Of course, we're not going to concentrate on the email, which was great, but I wanted to, in particular, look at this subject line here. At 61 years old, Jill lost 40 pounds, 26 inches, and 12% body fat. And there's a few things that make this a very powerful subject line. Some of the things that I look for in a subject line, using words and numbers that stand out in the inbox, and Natural Health Sherpa did a great job of that right here. There's two things that stand out. Number one is at, and I'd be willing to bet if you scrolled through your inbox right now, you probably wouldn't see any emails where the subject line began with at. So that automatically makes it stand out. And then right into a number. My eyes were just drawn to the subject line as I was scrolling through the feed. And I think this is a really overlooked thing when it comes to writing emails, is that ability to make the subject line stick out isn't always about copy or using some template or something that's exciting. Sometimes it's just a matter of grabbing the attention of the eyes. So those first couple of words that you're using, try to make those stand out by not being something that you normally see as your eyes move down the page. I'll show you here in my Natural Health Sherpa folder, and you can see lemon is the first word, anti-inflammatory or anti, wipe away, take 2 drops, and then one we just saw at 61 years old. You can see none of these email subject lines are standard who, what, why, when, or the other things that maybe you would learn from the average course on copywriting. Now let's take a look at this one again. Another thing they're playing on here, and it's not as obvious, is curiosity. And I say that because we're talking now about a 61-year-old who lost 40 pounds, 26 inches around their waist, and 12% of body fat. And it builds curiosity because with this particular market, you're dealing with women who have an extremely hard time losing weight. This is just going to trigger an amazing amount of curiosity. Natural Health Sherpa knows who they're talking to, and they've designed this subject line with that in mind. Another thing that a good subject line has, whether it's an email or a headline or any kind of copy, is it's specific. And I don't know if you can get much more specific than 40 pounds, 26 inches, and 12% body fat. It builds credibility when you can be specific like that. Another thing about a good headline, and again, this one isn't super obvious about, but is it controversial, taboo, or is it shocking? And this goes back to the same thing as the curiosity. It's shocking that a 61-year-old dropped 40 pounds. And it makes me want to find out how. Another thing I like to look for, is it topical? And this one isn't. Does it have any credibility? And I'd have to say that this subject line doesn't have any inherent credibility, but what helps build a little credibility is because they're telling me a story about a real person. It makes it very hard for someone to say, no, that's not real, because that is someone's personal story. Another thing I look for is, does the subject line include some type of drama or a story? Again, it's indirect. As I just said, for the credibility, we are telling a story of a 61-year-old that lost weight, but it's not direct and in your face. And the last thing I like to look for is benefits in headlines. And this one's packed with benefits without ever saying, hey, this is a benefit. I know if I'm an older woman trying to lose weight that 40 pounds, 26 inches, and 12% body fat is going to be huge for my health. Now, I just listed 8 things I like to look for in a subject line. Now, any one of those would be good on their own, but if you can combine as many as possible, your subject lines will be even more powerful. And as you can see here, Natural Health Sherpa is using multiple angles in one subject line, which is why they're killing it right now in email. And one last thing I just want to point out is Natural Health Sherpa is not afraid to have a long subject line. They know if they pull you in on the first few words that show on the email browser, they're going to get you to open. That's it for this week. If you have any questions, you can hit me up on funnelcopyexperts.com. Thanks.